The morning sunlight filtered gently through the kitchen window of the Hayes residence, painting a warm glow across the breakfast table where baby Noah sat in his high chair, kicking his tiny feet rhythmically and giggling at every little sound. It was supposed to be a peaceful morning like any other, but something sinister lurked just beneath the surface, something no one in the house could see except for Rex, the family's trained K9 German Shepherd who had been retired from the police force after years of service. Rex was usually gentle, calm, and obedient, especially around Noah, whom he guarded with an instinct stronger than anything he had ever felt before. But this morning his behavior was different. His ears were stiff, his eyes were locked on the nanny, and every muscle in his body was tense as if he sensed an invisible threat no one else could detect. And then, in a moment that shattered every illusion of safety in the room, Rex lunged forward with a growl so deep that it froze Sarah, Noah's mother, in shock. The sound of teeth snapping and the scream of the nanny echoed through the house as Rex bit down, not viciously but firmly, intentionally, as if trying to stop something before it was too late. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in standing up for those who cannot speak for themselves, then please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this story so more people can learn from it. The scene spiraled into chaos. The nanny, Grace, cried out in confusion and pain, clutching her wrist where the bite had landed. Sarah rushed to her, torn between checking on the nanny and grabbing her son, who now whimpered in fear as the tension in the room thickened. Rex stood there, chest heaving, not attacking further but refusing to back away. His gaze kept shifting to the bowl of baby food on the table, a bowl Grace had prepared only moments earlier. For a split second, the thought crossed Sarah's mind. Was Rex acting out? Of jealousy, confusion, or old training instincts? But something about the way he positioned himself between Noah and the bowl suggested something deeper, something urgent. Grace insisted that the dog had gone mad and needed to be taken away, but Rex kept growling low in his throat each time she stepped closer. When Sarah picked up Noah, Rex immediately relaxed, stepping back but keeping his eyes on the food like a soldier guarding a dangerous object. Sarah, shaken and overwhelmed, called 911, convinced something was deeply wrong. The dispatcher recognized the name Rex from his police service record and sent 2 officers who had once worked with him. They arrived quickly, calming the situation as best as they could. Grace kept repeating that she had done nothing wrong, that the dog had simply lost control, but the officers knew Rex, and they knew he didn't attack without reason. When Officer Matt approached the bowl, Rex moved beside him, sitting firmly as if giving him silent permission. Matt lifted the spoon and sniffed the food. Something smelled off, a faint, bitter chemical scent masked beneath the sweetness of mashed banana and formula. Grace's expression flickered, barely for a second, but it was enough to raise suspicion. The officers ordered everyone to step back. When they tested the food with a field kit they carried for emergency toxin checks, the result was immediate. Traces of a harmful sedative, one strong enough to cause a baby's breathing to slow dangerously within minutes. The world seemed to tilt for Sarah as she clutched Noah tightly, realizing that Rex's bite wasn't an attack at all. It was a desperate act of protection. The horror of what might have happened flooded her as she stared at Grace, unable to comprehend how someone entrusted with her child could do something so monstrous. Grace tried to run, but Rex barked sharply, alerting the officers who quickly restrained her. As the truth unraveled, Grace broke down, revealing pieces of a story neither officer nor parent had expected. Grace's life had spiraled into debt, manipulation, and desperation after falling into the hands of a man who convinced her she could earn money quickly by following simple tasks. One of those tasks, she later admitted with trembling lips, involved harming the Hayes family, not out of personal resentment, but because someone wanted to punish Mr. Hayes for firing an employee who had dangerous connections. Grace had been told no one would get seriously hurt, that the sedative would only make the baby sleep longer than usual. She had believed the lies because she was drowning financially and had no one to turn to. She never imagined the consequences, but Rex did. Something in Grace's scent, the container she had brought, or her nervous energy triggered Rex's training. Years of detecting things no human could perceive surged back within him, and he acted before disaster could strike. The officers realized that Rex had not only saved Noah's life, but also possibly saved Grace from an even darker fate. Had the people who controlled her chosen to punish her for failing? As Grace was taken away, Sarah felt an overwhelming mixture of relief, guilt, and gratitude. She watched Noah reach out his small hand toward Rex, who approached slowly, sitting beside the child like a silent guardian. The bite incident replayed in Sarah's mind, and she understood that without that moment, without Rex risking being misunderstood, her son might not be alive. She knelt beside Rex, tears flowing freely as she wrapped her arms around his strong neck. Rex leaned gently into her, finally letting out a deep exhale as if the weight of the morning had been lifted. The officers stayed for hours, piecing together the story, gathering evidence, and reassuring the family. They explained how dangerous the sedative was and how quickly it would have harmed Noah. Sarah felt sick imagining the possibility. Her husband, Mark, rushed home after receiving Sarah's frantic call, collapsing into tears when he learned what had happened. Rex walked beside him, nudging his hand, offering silent comfort. Mark sank to his knees and hugged him, whispering a gratitude that words could barely contain. Over the next few days, news spread throughout the neighborhood and later the community. People came forward to thank Rex, calling him a hero, posting messages, sending treats, toys, and even letters written by children who called him Super Rex. But for the Hayes family, the incident did more than reveal a hero dog. It changed the way they looked at everything around them. They became more cautious, more aware, but also more grateful for the blessings they had taken for granted. Noah, too young to understand, only knew that his big furry friend was always near him, watching over him with gentle eyes and a loyal heart. One evening, about a week after the incident, Sarah sat in the living room holding Noah while Rex lay beside them. She found herself replaying the entire day again, feeling the same tremble in her chest, the same shiver down her spine, and then the warmth of gratitude that always followed. She realized that life gives warnings in unexpected ways, and that sometimes protection comes from a place you least expect. Rex had sensed something no one else did, not because he was a trained police dog, but because he loved Noah in a way only a true guardian could. As Sarah looked at Rex resting peacefully, she whispered a silent prayer of thanks. She knew their lives had been changed forever, and she knew she owed everything to the dog who refused to let danger take what he loved. If this storyline touched your heart, then please take one moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who believes in loyalty, bravery, and the silent heroes living among us. Before we end this story, please drop a comment and tell us what you believe was the most powerful moment. The Hayes family never forgot that day, and for the rest of Rex's life, he remained more than a pet. He was a guardian angel with 4 paws, a loyal heart, and a bravery that saved a life before anyone else even knew it was in danger.